Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. I don't know if you have had the opportunity to watch the Netflix series. I've seen it on Netflix, called Monsters. Yeah, and this is the cast. Monsters is about Lyle and Erik Menendez. These brothers were found guilty of unaliving their parents, um, perceived as rich brats, and they basically shot them with a shotgun multiple times. And after that, they just started, life was a party. They were shopping, just having a great time, doing whatever they wanted. And then when it came down to one of them, talking to a therapist and talking to a friend, that's when it got out that they were saying that, hey, that they were molested, essayed by their father. They told a friend, one told a friend, I believe it was Eric. And then also, he'd even told a cousin. This abuse, allegedly based on the Netflix movie, started with one of them around the age 6, 7, then 8. Then he moved on to the other brother. Okay? Horrible. And I think that probably may explain why they shot them in the manner in which they did. I mean, just multiple. I mean, talk about shotgun blast her. They just let them have it multiple times. When that came out about the abuse that they alleged being essayed by the father, both the sons, as a matter of fact, the family was, that is not true. They are lying. They would never. And you never know what's going to go on, what goes on behind closed doors. So here is the family, a portrait of them in real life. Here's the mother, the father, and the two sons. You never know what goes on behind closed doors. What you know is what is presented to you. In the movie, one of the boys had told their cousin, and the female cousin went and told the mother, and he said, hey, basically, she guess she didn't believe it, or she just didn't give a, boppity bop. But one thing I always say in these issues is that mothers always know. Ain't no way you're gonna tell me I didn't know. That might be the role you want to play. Trust and believe. She knew when the man was fooling around. You obviously know that when it's a side chick somewhere, you're not gonna tell me these things happen. And well, I didn't know. No, 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 no. So I'm gonna play this excerpt because I think when things like this get out, a lot of women they try to hide behind that. But you have to understand why, because I think sometimes the women they're getting what they want to out of that relationship. And that relationship, that marriage, it may be, oh, guess what? I don't have to work and I get to live in this big, beautiful home and I have a maid, and I get to shop and there's a lot of money. So that's the trade off. Even when it comes to your children, they showed an excerpt saying that basically he was in the room with one of the boys and the mom has a laundry basket and then she goes to open the door, but I guess she hears some sounds. And for whatever reason, she didn't open the door. She took that laundry basket and she walked away. Why? Well, lady, who else is in the house? You know it's not the side chick, you and the boys. What made you go to a door, your hand on it, you hear something, you kind of, put, I guess, your ear or get close to the door, and then you just walk away. You know what was going on. So listen to and here are the two boys. Now, here it says a convicted murderers, Lyle and Erik Menendez, called new series Monsters. That's the name of the movie about their case, a blatant lie. Well, one thing we know for sure that isn't a lie is that because I checked back on it and I remember you definitely did allege essay by your father. So that is true. That was in the court records enough to understand crying. So as to which particular aspect they're saying is a lie, not sure, but that did happen. And the family people that knew them, oh, it was not true. Never, they would never. Well, something happened. So let's go ahead. So they're saying, it's a blatant lie. You y'all got in a stand and said your father was assaulting you. And there were tears. So let's not lie about that part. So listen to this. Um, it was basically based on the movie Monsters, like you got to be quiet, keep it a secret. It's a family secret, okay? And so one of the boys, they told someone, then one went and told a therapist. Oh, unbelievable! But listen to this right here. And I guess one while they thought that the mother didn't know, but when one of the boys said he told his cousin, because what happened was he had spent the night. Someone had spent the night, and so he said, "Oh, I want to sleep with so and so." And he was like, I want to go ahead and sleep with her because that way I could keep maybe my father from coming away, from coming to harm me, by someone else being there. And that's when he told her, did your dad ever touch you in your private area? She's like, what? You look at him crazy, what have you? And so then he told the cousin. And so the cousin told the mom, and nothing happened. So sometimes women try to hide behind the lie that I didn't know. Well, without further ado, here we go. Listen to this from the movie Monsters. Portrayal. Here we go. So here, he's talking to a friend, and I guess he sensed it with a friend. So he's like, "Hey, man, I understand. You can tell me we're like family, no secrets." Then he told a friend, allegedly based on the movie, Eric and I, we've been, molested too. Okay, so that's a friend talking. Then you're going to hear the father barging in. Oh my gosh, you told. You weren't supposed to tell anyone. You told. You ruined the family. I guess by telling, not by the fact that the father is essaying his sons. I mean, it's just horrible. Okay, so you're going to hear this first one is their friend talking. Then you're going to hear the father banging on the door like an animal, like an idiot. You told, you told. Then the boys get up and one goes to tell the other. And then I want you to listen as he's telling his mom and she's running downstairs. It's like, oh, you don't understand. Listen to what the mother says. Here we go. Here's the friend talking.
And that was the first time I ever told anybody, so I wasn't sure how Lyle was going to react. I'm still fucking sorry. I'm here for you, though. I know what you're going through. Yeah, thanks, man. Seriously, man, I fucking know. Eric and I, we were molested too. By our dad.
So Lyle confessed to you about being sexually abused by his dad 4 months before the murders?
Yeah, I mean, he basically didn't get into much detail.
But so that's the attorney that's speaking with his friend, that just told him what happened.
And it sounds like Eric got the worst. In fact, I think the hardest part for Lyle was that he couldn't protect Eric. He had so much guilt. Like he was responsible for what happened.
Lyle, I have a question. What was so special about that weekend? Why did you feel like your lives were in danger then?
So at this point, they are incarcerated, and he's speaking with his attorney. They're trying to gather a defense.
Well, Eric can tell you more, but that night, the night that I confronted my dad, Eric got home late that night, and I was in bed already.
So see, he confronted his dad, and so now you're going to hear the dad banging on the door like something crazy, saying, I guess he destroyed the family, and then you're going to hear what the mother has to say as her son is running past her in the home.
Oh, what is it? Come in. Hurry. Jesus. Let me go, please. Come in. I told you not to tell anyone anything. I told you not to tell anyone. You did this. You did this. You destroyed our family. Get off of me.
What's the matter with you?
That's the mother.
Nothing. You don't understand.
Of course I do. You think I didn't know? You think I'm stupid? I always knew.
What do you see?
I cared about keeping this family together.
We knew then that she was going
So
to
you
take my
hear
dad's
that?
side.
I always knew. And in the movie, they were saying that basically they shot her multiple times, and I guess she was trying to crawl. And so one of them, whoever shot the mom, she was shot multiple times. They went ahead and just stopped her and shot her one more time to make sure that she was gone because she was, trying, I guess, crawl. So all that time that was going on from the age of 6 and up, based on the movie, okay, which, they're refuting, from the age 6 growing up, they're now like what, late teens or something. And the father banging on the door because they slept at that point with the doors locked. He was reportedly in the movie taking showers with one of them and then engaging in, activity, SA. Crazy. But all along, so when you want to think that, oh, that poor woman, no, that poor woman could have known. Oh, that poor woman, oh my goodness. Yeah. You think?
The night that I confronted my dad, Eric got home late that night and I was in bed already.
Come on, unlock this door. Come in. Hurry, hurry. Let the door, please. Come in. Hurry. I told you not to tell anyone where they are. I told you not to tell anyone. You did this. You did this. You destroyed our family. Get off of me.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. You don't understand.
Of course I do. You think I didn't know? You think I'm stupid? I always knew.
What is it?
I cared about keeping this family together.
We knew then that she was going to take my dad's side no matter what.
So they had already planned it. They had already planned on unaliving the father. And that's why she got it too. And look how in the movie they're blaming the kid. You told. I told you not to tell. Wow. So things aren't always as they seem. Just speaking in general, things aren't always as they seem. So in the movie, the mother knew. You think I didn't know? She knew all that time and didn't do anything. Why? Don't forget they had a business. At the time of their death, at the time, there was like, what, $14 million. So they weren't going to be ruin ruin the business, have him locked up, the embarrassment. No, I guess just let her children deal with that abuse. And you wonder why some of these relationships are strained. They get older. No one's coming around. Oh, well, I don't understand. These parents will lie. You understand darn well. Again, I've been saying these mothers always know.
Of course I do.
These mothers
You think I didn't know?
always know.
You think I'm stupid? Off of me. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. You don't understand.
Of course I do. You think I didn't know? You think I'm stupid? I always knew.
What do you see?
I cared about keeping this family together.
We knew then that she was going to take my dad's side.
So she always knew. So don't even think when you hear about these cases where these children are SA'd, just like the video uploaded about the 13-year-old, just horrible, who was SA'd and her great aunts tried to help. What do they say? Hey, call CPS, got them involved and nothing happened. The grandmother or what have you, it was the aunt's boyfriend, the grandmother who the kid lived with. Let me handle it. And what did the lady say? She did nothing. That's why they were saying the investigation needs to continue because, and I agree, all the adults that knew about that relationship with that 13-year-old, and it's not a relationship, no, there's no way. First of all, legally, you cannot engage in a relationship, okay, like a contract. You got to be 18 of sound mind. The kid's just a child, 13. Man, that dude should have been caught feet and hands, but he was protected. This is what goes on with a lot of women. all nationalities. This right here, again, this is a movie called Monsters. There's no way in the world you're going to let me believe that, oh, the wife doesn't know. Well, she sure does know when it's a side chick. She still stayed thin. Why? It's working for her. My mansion, my money, do what I want. Even at the expense of children. She said, you think I'm stupid? So the mother knew all along and did nothing. Want to keep this family together. What kind of family is that? I mean, you have a family where the boys are saying, hey, the dad is RAPING. You want to keep this together? There are some sick men in the world. Guess what? There are also some sick women. It's like you're pimping out your kid. Keep this family together. Again, as I've said before, hey, smile for the camera. Things are not always as they seem. So things like this that happen, the mamas know. Oh, these mothers know. The mothers know.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. You don't understand.
Of course I do. You think I didn't know? You think I'm stupid? I always knew.
What do you say?
I cared about keeping this family together.
And I interpret that I always knew. Again, based on the movie, seeing this, I always knew you cared about keeping this family together. No, I think it's more like, and again, just speaking in general to situations like this, you care about keeping this facade together because it makes you look good on paper, and you're Mrs. So-and-so, and you live here, and the bank account is fat, and the money is rolling in, and you're respected, and you're revered in the country club and all that. It's like my daughter-in-law. Before she got divorced, they were going through some drama, and he had kind of flipped out. The Italian stallion flipped out on her. Yeah, pushed up against the wall. And I think he hit her on the head with the remote control. He took the remote control, hit her on the head. And the guy was like kind of, like freaking out because of something she did that we're not going to talk about that. But it was like it's time to go. He said, oh, I won't be able to afford the country club dues. And at that time, it was like $30,000 a year. And it's like, afford the country club dues. If you end up unalive and not breathing, you got to worry about no country club dues. Are you serious? She once said when it was going bad. Now she's pretty tall, skinny, pretty blonde chick. She got it going on. All of a sudden, he wanted to go on a boat, go boating. Go boating? He wanted to go out and see about some kind of fishing. Like I'm like that far in the water, sharks. Too. I would do. I'm like, you got to be kidding. Things are bad, and he wants to go. First of all, he loves golf and tennis, so especially tennis. So why you want to go away out on a boat, just the two of you? Girl, you already know. It's only two in, one coming back. It's like, are you really serious? But yeah, I never forget her saying, and I want to be able to afford the country club dues. That country club is, and this has been like, my God, it's been a while, maybe like 8 years or so. The country club dues are $30K a year. Honey, if you're dead, you don't need to worry about no country club dues. If you die. So she's okay, they are divorced and she moved on. But yeah, the thinking of people, it was like, wow, I won't be able to afford the country club dues. Girl, he that's still remote control at your head. And you may have gotten busted doing something, we're not going to talk about that, lover, but hey, people do things. Anyway, but yeah, in this movie that you just heard the excerpt again, it's not them in real life because, these two are in jail and these two are deceased. But in the movie, monster, she knew. She looked the other way. I want to keep this family together. Why? People want to sometimes keep up a facade. Rich, poor, I don't care what nationality, these things happen. And you look like, where's the mom? Like the lady said, a 13-year-old pregnant? Let me handle it. Huh? Lady said to the news, and she did nothing. A cruel world that we live in. A cruel world that we live in. Rich or poor, they say it's a man's world. Oh, yeah. They can do horrible things, and people will protect them. Women! Stupid, weak behind, male worshiping women, black, white, I don't care what nationality, protect these men at all costs. That's why when they get caught up in the gym, I'm not worried about it. With the stuff, we're gonna sit back and relax. Might do a video and get a couple of shekels out of it. We can have open discussion. But yeah, these mothers don't always. Oh, that poor woman, that poor woman, that poor woman is shielding the rapist, that person, the s-heir, and that way they're equally complicit in this. If you've seen the movie, remember the guy that was talking about it? He was like, no, this is more than inheritance. For them to shoot them that many times is more. So yeah, I definitely believe it. The family, oh, they would never. How do you know? And people are known to keep stuff like that hush hush. So there are some people who know what's going on and accept to be real quiet. Like I said, the girl that I knew growing up, what the church folks do. Even the two aunts had said that they believe it. The lady's two sisters said they believe it because I gave the letter to my parents. You know what the church folks did, child? They talked to that woman. They didn't ostracize that woman. I tell you what they did do. Those piece of chit Negroes, they put their arms around the freaking mother. Kid you not. Put their arms around the mother. Oh, we gotta, what? They put their Don't tell me about no church folk. I could write a book, make your eyes pop. You wouldn't believe. They put their arms around the sisters had even, I remember them saying, once it got out, they talked to her about it, and they were like, she wasn't surprised. I'm going to stick it on with my husband. It was crazy. The church folk, honey, you would think the girl she was a bad runaway. The church folk, honey, they had rallied around that woman. Some of my family, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say what they said. It's just, oh God, she'll need you before she need her. Who the hell need a damn woman that's gonna protect a rapist? I'm gonna slap the crap out of your dumb ass mouth. So don't tell me about no darn church folk. I done seen enough of that mess. Yeah, I've with this tonight. I done seen a whole lot of that mess. That's what most of the mess from when I sing originates from. Is more mess from the church folk than the ones that's not. It's like, wow. And the two of the aunts had said they believed the girl. Not surprised. The church folk rallied around the mother, and she was still singing and slanging in that choir. They rallied around the mother. The unbelievable. So yeah, so these things happen. Don't be thinking, oh, look at all me, Mo. Or you wonder why some of these granddaughters stay away from big, And then this caused me to think like that young girl that shot that grandmother. I hadn't thought about that. I'm like, why would you shoot your What happened? What's going on? No, we've gone beyond conflict resolution. It's something going on at home. And the grandmother probably knows all about it. You're seeing women who are let to have a man. They hate other women. They are just so self-centered. They are evil to the core that they will allow this look the other way. So this here in the movie Monsters about the Menendez family. I can't say that she said that, but in the movie, it's like the mother knew. And maybe that's why she got those buckshots too. Somebody always knows. Somebody always knows. The older I get, the older I've gotten, I used to be that person. Oh my God, we do something. I'm to the point now. You stop back and get off the hamster wheel just a little bit, kind of do your own thing off that hamster wheel, and you can kind of see a whole lot. And you see the world is full of evil people. I don't give a darn. They sitting up with a church's chicken hat on, singing and swinging that choir. Don't mean jack to me. The world is full of evil people. What's the song? No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. I can tell you one thing. When these children, male and female, are abused, these mothers know. Somebody knows. What do? They choose to do nothing. It speaks volumes. So in the movie Monsters, which here they're saying, I says here this article, convicted murderers Lyle and Erik Menendez call new Netflix series Monsters about their case a blatant lie. Well, boys, don't lie, because guess what? You can go check the footage. They got you on camera. Y'all were on that stand seeing that your daddy had essay. Just so sure as hell don't lie about that. Don't even lie. If that's the case, you lie on the stand too. Because there is on the news. They had those clips out there. They were saying that the father had essayed them. So that part is not a lie unless they will understand which one is it. But that part right there, they did allege it. And the family was like, honey, they wouldn't do that. No. So So it says their story is basically the inspiration for the Netflix series Monsters. But my thing is, aside from them, the act that they did of killing the mother and father being convicted, if what they're saying is true, if the mother knew and the father was SAing both of those boys, you got more than 2 monsters in my book, honey. Looks like to me you got 4 monsters. So they're considering these 2 the monsters. What about this right here? What if he did do that, and what if she knew? It's not just 2 monsters. It's a family of monsters. That's how I see it. So anyway, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Again, it's sad but true. Sometimes these women, they already know that this cannot come by surprise. Sometimes these mothers know. I think most of the time, hell, they all know. They're choosing to look the other way. And then, of course, smile for the camera. Well, they say we all wear a mask. And sometimes what happen behind closed doors, what happen behind the smiles and grins, it is something very dangerous, and it's very sad. What you see a lot of times on pictures off of smiles, that's a mask. It's a mask. Things are not always what they appear to be. And these mothers, and when they care for these men, I think they are just as equally guilty. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. And if you're facing this kind of situation, I beg of you, first of all, I sympathize with you. My heart aches for you. Try and get some help. Sometimes you just reach out to somebody else. You can't always count on family. You can't always count on the agencies. But this is the world that we live in. CPS turns out to be a joke a lot of times. How many kids have been unalive? Well, the CPS worker didn't get to them in time. Well, they got so many kids. Yeah. The evil world that we live in. And I'm out.